Hey, what up, everybody? So, coming at you with what's next on Daniel Roman, the newly unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight champ. Now, guys, on my what's next, I know some of these guys you probably don't know, but if you guys do tune in and watch some of these guys fight and you're impressed, which some of you should be, you know, that's why I keep doing main event fights, even if you don't know the winner, the guy who won, you know, going forward. Even if you don't know the guy, I like to do his what's next in case you saw him and you were like, wow, this guy's a good fighter. And if you got a chance to watch Daniel Roman, he fought April 26th on Friday on a DAZN card. And he was actually the co-feature to the flyweight title fight with Surin Vuzai, or whatever his name is, and Juan Francisco Estrada. Well, because I don't really do the flyweight cards and break those guys down under 122, and this fight was a unification title fight between Roman and TJ Dahani for the WBA and IBF titles, and it was basically to determine the number one fighter in the division, which Daniel Roman already was, but unifying belts just puts the claim on that even more. And Daniel Roman really went out in a great performance, scored a knockdown early, almost got knocked down and knocked out himself. He looked really out of it towards the middle, heading into the later rounds, but then found his second win and turned it on in the later rounds and ended up walking away with a close, hard-fought decision to unify belts. Really cemented himself as the number one fighter in the division. So now the question is, what's next for Daniel Roman? Well, he talked about unifying titles with Rey Vargas later this year. Vargas is the WBC champ. He's undefeated. It would be an easy fight to make with Roman fighting for Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and Rey Vargas fighting for Golden Boy. Both are on DAZN now, so it would be an easy fight to make. Here's the problem. Roman has two mandatories due. He's got his WBA mandatory that is due against some guy named Abdulayev, who's an undefeated and hot prospect coming up. So that's not going to be a cakewalk. But that fight is supposed to take place next. And then after that, he has a mandatory challenger for the IBF title now, the belt he just won from Dahani. It's actually former world champ Ryosuke Iwasa of Japan, who's a good fighter. So, I mean, if he's going to fight both those guys this year, that's probably what's going to happen, unless the IBF, after he's done with Abdulayev, which is, like I said, that's not just a guaranteed win for Roman. I think that fight would probably pop off maybe in the summer, but late summer. But I don't know if he gets both fights in, and I really don't know if he gets Vargas before the end of the year. I would love to see that. I would love to see all three of the four titles on one guy's waist. I think that'd be great. Unifying belts is a huge deal. But right now, I mean, I just don't see the Vargas fight happening. So I really think what's next for Daniel Roman is the Abdulayev mandatory title defense of his WBA belt. And then we'll go from there. So that's it. But Daniel Roman, the unified WBA IBF champion, check him out. He fights on DAZN. Good fighter. All right, guys, that's it. True Boxing. Been hit with the truth.